Uncle Bobby Radio is for adults only. If you are a kid, do not listen.
Uncle Bobby Radio presents Real Spreaker Idiots.
Spreaker Idiots.
Today we make fun of you, Ace Man.
Ass Man.
Your radio style can only be described as obsessively sad. Why else would you run 5 shows at one time? Way to go, Weinstein. You've just divided your own listening base 5 ways. So now, instead of 5 total listeners in one show, you have 1 listener in all 5 shows. And I'm no math scientist, but that's still only 5 listeners.
That's not enough!
So pat yourself on the back, ass man, because you may be kicking ass in hell, but really suck balls on Spreaker.
You can suck ours as well.
Welcome to Uncle Bobby Radio. I am your DJ, Uncle Bobby, and this was going to be called School is Cool because I wanted to talk about, well, the kids are back in school. I'm excited. It gives me and Auntie Jugs a break, you know, when they go to school. That Belle's only in for half, like 3 hours. So we only get like a 3-hour break as it is. We still have her till 12:30, and then we take her to the bus or whatever to school, and we get like a 2-3 hour quiet time. Allows me to sit there, and we have lunch, we watch TV, or I'm doing a show. It depends on the situation. But then it wound up being something is wrong because I tried getting it up 3 effing times and it wasn't working. Trying to do the show 3 times, I tried to set it up. I had it all figured out. I had everything I wanted to do, and on my Opera browser is the new browser I'm using, because for whatever reason there's something wrong, and on Mozilla or Chrome, Google Chrome ain't working with it. So a problem with Opera is it I don't know, it lags. It's so slow. I was just sitting there I click on air and it just sits there and rotates, loading, whatever the fuck it says, and nothing. So I'm like, God damn it. So I get rid of it and I try it again. I did that 3 times. 3 goddamn times. So I'm like, let me try Google Chrome. Google Chrome won't register at all. There's an error. It won't let you do it. So I'm like, all right, let me go back to Opera. So of course, or Opera. So of course, I'm like, why? I did it 3 times trying to get everything up. I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to put 2 things up and see if it works. Of course, that fucking worked that time. So now I'm not prepared. I hope you enjoyed that last clip. The new clips I'm making, real Spreaker Idiots. Plenty more of them to come. I can go all day long. So believe me, if you irritate me, you come in my chat. I don't go to the other shows except for to listen to them because I like their shows. I don't go to people's chats and harass people. Okay, I have done it before in a group. You know what I mean? I tend to make the mistake of following the group. As I get older, I'm more alert, I'm more aware of it, and I do it less and less. When I was a kid, it was real bad. I just followed the group, and so I tell my kids, you can't do that. You can't just go following every asshole, because then you're going to wind up in jail or something, because the group's going to do something stupid, and then you're going to be jammed up. I can't irritate you because it don't work. That's what I mean. And that's Jen. Welcome, Jen the intern, aka Love Muffin. How are you, sweetie? No work today? Or are you done already? I don't, Jen, it's really hard to irritate me. So, if you're irritating me, then you're doing it on purpose. You're trying to irritate me. I'm good. It's my day off. Awesome. Because I have no one to really play with. I have Joe Seeker is working, so he's going to be working and stuff tonight. By the time I see him, he's going to be working. I got shit to do. I don't have really much time to play on the radio anyway. For now, I'm going to play Bill Engvall Aged and Confused, his comedy concert, whatever you want to call them, his stand-up comedy, a special. And, in a little bit. First, we're going to do a couple segments. Before we get to all that, because I still have like 20 minutes before I have to worry about the kids even coming back from school, so we can hang out a little bit. You're talking to him now? No. I mean, no, not now. But we are friends again. I believe you know that, Jen, because you were not now. But we are talking. I mean, you were in the chat when we started becoming friends. You were in the chat when the first day we went back on air together. You were in there. I know, not right now, LOL. Well, yeah. Then what did you? I mean, you were there when he was on air. I know it gets confusing, but I meant you're talking to him again. Yeah. Yeah. Since I think it's only been like a day. But I know it gets confusing because I'll play reruns and he's on it. So I guess that's what it could have been. But me and him were talking on the air the other day. We did a show together and you were in there for a sec. So yes, me and Joe. Well, you were in the chat when we started talking. That's why I thought you knew. I think it was the chat. You weren't in when we did a show together. I don't think you were there. But yes. So breaking news for some people. For those of you who don't even know, me, Uncle Bobby, and Joe Seeker has been a power team, good friends for a while, for a couple of years, really almost 2 years, I think, or at least a year. And then we parted ways. A couple months later, boom, we're back together. So there's the news story. She said, "Oh." So yeah, but he's not going to be hanging out with us today. He said he can't do too many night shows, and that's fine. It's no big deal. I pretty much broadcast every day. It just depends on if it's at night or it's in the morning. It all depends. I'm random with it. Everybody knows that. I was listening, kind of. Then I just I didn't, and I don't know. It could be the Spreaker chat room didn't let her finish it. I don't know. So yeah, I gotta get the intros up and everything because Spreaker was, my browser, not even Spreaker, but my browser was giving me a hard time, wouldn't let me. I was trying to be professional and it just wouldn't let me. So I said, fuck it, I'll just wing it. I'll just keep getting on it and keep pushing the button until it works. First time I did it, that I didn't have anything up already, it worked. When I had it all set up, I had everything I wanted to play in a row, and it wouldn't fucking do it. So that's of course my life goddamn story. But that's okay. So we're gonna do the news. We're gonna do Strange but True news and just the news in general. Strange but True news and Dumbest Criminals. What's the sad face for? Oh, I was listening kinda, then I just vanished. Oh, no sad face. I'm gonna put that in there. Don't make me sad, Jen. You don't want to make me sad, do you? Okay, so let's do the news.
Live from the Uncle Bobby Radio Newsroom, this is What's News.
Today's news is brought to you by sunsentinel.com. Let's see what Jen says. Yes, sad face, you butt munch. Why? So man punched female driver, got naked, laid down in the road, deputies say. Oh my God, you should see this picture of this guy. This character. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Oh, and I don't even have my Skype up. I might as well keep it off because I'm going to play this long thing. I had it up, but I took everything off because it wasn't loading right, so I figured maybe it'll speed it up if I take everything off. I had my Skype up all day. You know? This dude started his new year in jail. Denny Noah is accused of reaching into a car, stopped at a traffic light. Oh my God! Can you imagine? It's like one of my biggest fears. Some creep comes up at the stoplight and gets me. He stopped the car was stopped at a traffic light on Stock Island, and then he punched the woman driver in her eye before fleeing the scene on New Year's Eve. Oh my God. While irresponding deputy gathered information from the driver, he heard a report over his radio about a man lying in a nearby roadway close to the Key Haven boat ramp, according to the report. When another deputy responded, he reported seeing a naked man on the ground and two other men struggling with him, trying to put him into the trunk of a car. What? The naked man turned out to be Denny Noah, age 24. The other two dudes were his brothers. Noah's shorts were found nearby, and the deputies helped him put them on. The release stated, the female driver who had been punched along with another witness were brought to the scene and identified Noah as the man who had been involved in the earlier incident. Why would he punch her in the face? Noah refused commands as deputies tried to handcuff him and threatened to find both deputies when he was released from jail and kill them, the deputy said. So he threatened two law officers. While he's naked, all they're trying to do is put his pants back on. Well, obviously they're going to arrest him for punching a broad in the face. He was taken to jail where he reportedly kept fighting, kicking one deputy in the kneecap. Correction deputies had to place him in a restraint chair for their safety, as well as his own. Noah was charged with battery, assault, and battery on a law enforcement officer, making threats to a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, and resisting arrest with violence. Why did I say it again? Did he get charged twice? This marked Noah's fifth booking into the Monroe County Jail, according to inmate records. Holy cow. So that was the news. I'm typing agenda. Yeah. So when we come back, Dumb Crook News coming up right after this.
Uncle Bobby Radio presents Real Spreaker Idiots.
Real idiot.
Today we are making fun of you, anyone who wants some.
I'm talking to you.
Much like a bored child with a stick, you can't resist poking the bear with it, which eventually will get you mauled by a very hairy beast. That won't stop you, now will it? No way, Jose. Most are smart enough to know they are outmatched, but not you. You won't stop till you get what you deserve. So pat yourself on the back, whoever you are, because you give meaning to the phrase, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm President Bubba, and I'm fixing government. What's that mean to you? Big savings. Yep, every stupid thing the government ever bought and never used is going to be sold below cost. way below cost. Why? Because you won't believe what we paid for it in the first place. Bring in the first item, Tipper. Look at here. It's a combination airplane speedboat that our U.S. Marines swore up and down they just couldn't do without. Never been used. Price tag says $27 billion. It's yours for $1.29. What a piece of junk. And here's another government surplus item that looked real good on paper back when we thought we had the money to pay for it. Solid platinum toilet seats. Use them in the home. Use them in the office. Heck, hang one from your neck and start a rap group for all I care. Get them 3 for a quarter while the incredible supplies last. You cannot afford to miss President Bubba's government surplus sale. Where else can you pay so little for something you already paid way too much for?
Uncle Bobby Originals.
Oh, hi, officer. Oh, what seems to be the problem?
License and registration, please.
Well, did I do anything wrong? What's wrong? Was I speeding? Why did you pull me over?
Well, first off, yes, you were speeding. And second off, you're not in a car, you're riding a cheetah. Both very illegal, by the way.
Oh, my bad, man.
World's dumbest criminals.
So here we go. The news, the dumb crook news. Dumb crook criminal news is also brought to you by sunsentinel.com. Jen said she could talk if she could come on and talk, apparently, because she got her voice back. And that's fine. You can do the dumb crook news with me, and that'd be great. I would love it. So, am I sensing a call, perhaps? Or me calling you? I'll call you. I'll call you right goddamn now. You know I will. I'll do it. I got the segment up already that quick. Let me know and I'll do it. Want me to call you? We might have to play some real quick. I think Liz is actually telling him. Oh, I hate that. Let's see what she says. Sure, she said. There you go.
Just sitting at home, thinking about doing a show. So I Skype you. See, just a plain phone call. Well, that just wasn't enough. So I Skype you. If I was funny, well, I wouldn't need none of you. Well, ain't that the truth? So if you don't answer, well, I hope you get cancer. Till then, I'll just Skype you. Skype you.
Happy New Year. How was your New Year, Jen? Jen didn't turn on the line with us. Yay!
It was okay, I guess. I had to work yesterday.
Huh?
I had to work on New Year's Day.
Aw, that's a shame.
That's okay. I only worked 2 hours.
That's good. What? Yeah, but you know what? I hate that. I hate when they call you in and you're working 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But are you getting paid time and a half?
No.
No, you don't even get that. That's what I'm saying. It's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. You didn't have to go in, right?
Yeah, I was scheduled that day.
Oh, you were scheduled? Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Right.
I'm glad you could be on with us. I'm not going to be on very long, though. But, any chance I can get you to come on, I go for it because I don't, you're not always able to talk.
Mhm.
Especially lately. So how's it feel? What did you do to get your voice back? That was like a month.
I know, it's like 2 weeks.
Did
I
you-
just stopped talking.
Did you learn sign language?
No, I didn't know that. I know that's just high school.
Oh, you already know it? Oh, shit. That's
Kinda.
awesome. So you can talk to the monkeys. The monkeys know sign language anyway.
Well, I'm talking to one right now.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know sign language.
Right, and you can't see me anyway. Well, you could.
So we're doing we're doing dumb crook criminal news. What did I click on? What is this?
Nobody knows.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Drunken dad left baby at strip club. How's that sound?
What?
Yeah.
Some dumb people.
That's a dumb crime if I ever heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Dumb's not the word for that one.
Oh, scumbag is the first thing that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Who the fuck leaves their baby at a strip club? Kenneth Rowe, 26, who cops say was drunk, allegedly asked a clerk at the Shark Lounge and Package Club to watch his 11-month-old child. This Daytona Beach joint is a strip club, according to its website, which advertised, "We will rock you." The staff wasn't about to rock this baby to sleep, though. They called the cops instead.
Good.
Yeah, good. Oh, fucking scumbag. He asked. So I wonder, like, how long he was gone. I guess they called the cops right away.
I would've.
What did they say? No, go home. I guess they figured it'd be safer to say yes, take the baby, let him go, and then call the cops.
Maybe.
Why didn't they just say go pound sand, dude? Take care of your baby.
Right.
Why'd they say yes?
Because they're dumb.
Well, maybe that's their whole thing was they wanted to get the baby to safety, but
Yeah, that could have been it.
you know. I mean, because he's obviously not a fit dad if he's going to go, to a strip club with his baby.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 11 months, that's not even a year old.
Mm-mm.
Close.
We're not quite close enough.
There's got to be something wrong with you to do that, because I freak out. I don't even want to go take my daughter into a liquor store.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm walking and I'm walking with her and I'm like, oh, I got money, I want to stop and get a bottle for, a special occasion or for later, I won't even take her I just won't get it,
Mm-hmm.
Let them go to a strip club.
Right.
Hey, Mrs. Clerk, can you watch my baby? I gotta go get a couch dance. Like, that's probably what happened, too. He's like, hold this baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go get a couch dance real quick. That's fucking hilarious. I mean, he was probably in the club, you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Boobies all out. Like, you imagine the kid was probably like, food.
Right.
Just milk everywhere. The baby was so confused. I bet he was so confused.
Something.
Well, Joe's probably going to be mad at me now.
Oh, well.
Because he called me.
Oh.
I didn't want to answer it,
Yeah, I know.
So I like,
Well,
because that's, I don't know. Like I thought we were gonna, he said he was gonna call me later on his break, so I just got on here. I'm very random. I had shit I had to do. I wanted to figure out what we were gonna do for food and shit. I mean, time's just flying, man. It's already 3:00. Like the kids are already home.
yeah.
They gotta go get Belle, and then I gotta go make dinner.
What are you making for dinner today?
Rice. We gotta go shopping tomorrow. We'll make rice
Yeah.
and,
I don't know what I'm making today.
I get a big bag of that. That's why I buy rice.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if the survivors can do it on that show,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can do it for one day. They got to do it for 30 days.
Right.
We're only doing it for one, just till tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we're gonna go shopping. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got bread and shit. We just ain't got no meat.
Make grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, I can make grilled. Well, we don't have no cheese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, we got
peanut butter?
No, well, we have peanut butter.
Put
Yeah.
peanut butter on it instead of cheese.
Well, they can just have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for all that.
Yeah.
And I'll eat the rice. I need something to stick to my ribs.
Yeah.
Well, peanut butter and jelly will stick to your ribs, and we have milk.
Mm.
So a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a glass of milk. That's good eating. That's good living.
Yeah.
You know. But tomorrow we're gonna buy shit so I can make a real dinner. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, like a good dinner, like, you know, vegetables and meat, and, you know. I mean, some people don't even eat meat, so they're surviving, you know.
I know somebody that don't eat meat.
Yeah, one person, right?
One person at McDonald's.
Oh my God, how do they work at McDonald's and they don't eat meat?
They're crazy.
Well, is that considered meat, really? Like, if you're a vegan...
I'm sorry, I cannot answer that question.
If you're a vegan, you know, what constitutes as meat? Like, they have the non-meat patties, like fake meat, don't they?
Yeah. No, I don't know if that's at McDonald's or not.
No, I don't know if McDonald's has it, but I think they're...
I do. I remember eating it at school, though.
I don't think McDonald's is a real cow. I really don't. But it doesn't really matter to me because the shit's good.
It's dead. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's not barking at me. It doesn't bite me when I bite. You know, when I bite it doesn't bite back.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes good. That's all I care. You know, everybody with that. I know what's in hot dogs now, and I still don't care. I'll tear me up a hot dog.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Some people find out what's in shit, and they're like, "Oh, I'll never eat that again." Not me. I've had to go out and kill my food. I knew exactly what was in it.
There's one thing that I found out.
Huh? Hello?
There's one thing that I found out from...
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. There's, when I was in middle school, we had to dissect a chicken leg. Ever since then, I haven't had a chicken leg.
See, what? Yeah, but why? What was so bad about the chicken leg that you couldn't eat it anymore?
The veins in it.
Yeah, but you're not eating them.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, shit.
What?
I missed my sister's call.
Ooh.
How did I do that?
Not paying attention.
Yes. Unless that's from me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got distracted. Yeah,
That's
I
just
don't
like
know.
me getting...
You're what?
I was gonna say, it's just like me getting distracted with Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I know. You know, she watched his ass for like an hour the other day.
It wasn't an hour, it was like 5 minutes.
Felt like an hour. Nah, because I like walked and went and got, you know, you were telling me you were looking at his ass. I walk away and go back, you know, come back an hour later and you were still looking at his ass. I can't stop looking at his ass.
It's not my fault.
I got a nice
They
ass
started
too.
it.
I bet you my ass is nicer looking than Alice Cooper's. I bet you wouldn't even be able to tell. If you had an ass lineup, you wouldn't know whose is Alice Cooper's. Could you point Alice Cooper's ass out in the lineup?
I don't know.
Do you even know for sure that Alice Cooper's ass, that was in fact Alice Cooper's ass that you were looking at?
No, it wasn't. It was the back of his pants.
Oh.
This Batman won't leave me alone.
Who is it?
He called me a traitor, Simon.
Why are you a traitor?
Because he asked me to come in his chat. I told him I was talking with you on yours.
Huh?
He asked me to come in this chat, but I told him I was talking with you.
Yeah, tell him I'm not going to be live much longer. I'm going to play a big, long clip, and then you can go play with him then. Tell him to be patient.
He's messing with me.
Jesus, right?
It's okay.
You're my intern.
I thought I was against intern.
No. He doesn't even do shows. How can you be his intern when he doesn't do it? I mean, he is having a birthday special, though. You going to be there? I am.
He is?
Yep.
When?
In February.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
made some
said.
gifts today.
That's what I said. Tomorrow is Joe Seeker's birthday bash I'm throwing.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I don't know what I don't really have, me about preparing, so I need a lot more time than one day to prepare. I got Keithy saying happy birthday. That's all I got so far. It's probably all we'll have. I might make something, tonight or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow is his birthday. Duck said it. Duck had it on Skype that it was his birthday and he was 108, but I'm not sure if it
Yeah, I seen that.
I
started telling him happy birthday. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do that.
I said happy birthday to him, and it was after I realized he said he's 108. I'm like, oh, try fucking with me. He said, Joe said that Duck's thing rating for the age on Spreaker is 45 or over. So there you go. That was the news. I'm done. So everybody enjoy this bit. I'm gonna talk Jen off air a little bit and see if she'll show me her boobies or something. I doubt it, but you never know. What if I dress up like Alice Cooper?
Nah.
Not even that? Okay. Just checking. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you in exactly 61 minutes and 36 seconds. Plus 57 seconds, because I don't play this clip first.
Uncle Bobby Radio presents Real Spreaker Idiots.
Real Speaker Idiots.
Today we are making fun of you, Ben Radio.
Ben Radio who?
Like a slightly retarded pimp. Your attempt to recruit high-quality steeds for your stable was a complete failure.
Yeah, it was.
Not that we're surprised with come-on lines as brilliant as, "Hey, your station sucks. Come join me."
Yeah, right.
Well, now all you've done is gone and pissed us off.
Yeah, we're really pissed off.
So, pat yourself on the back, Ben Radio, because you've just put the L in loser.
Yeah, real losers.
Welcome, Mr. Bill Engvall.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Tonight's show is basically titled Aged and Confused. Because the older I get, the less I know. When I was young and dumb, I thought I knew everything. But now I'm starting to realize that I don't understand why people do the things they do. And I've come to the conclusion that the end is near. And hopefully throughout the night, tonight I will give you a few of those examples. Starting with this one. In Muskogee, Oklahoma, a 19-year-old kid ran for mayor of his town. I thought, good for you. Get out, get a job. Not only did he run for mayor, ladies and gentlemen, he got over 75% of the vote. Oh my God. How bad a job was that other guy doing that almost that entire town went, we're going with the kid. God, I would have loved to have been on those debates. You know, the incumbent's like, if I'm reelected, I will make sure that the taxes are lowered, the senior citizen center has hot meals, and I will pave all the potholes in town. And he looks at the kid, and the kid's like, whatever. I don't know about all that, but how about a kegger every Friday? All right, Jimmy, you're in. And then I read a story about two college kids who took a old gorilla suit and they stuffed it with rotted meat. And then they went on eBay and claimed that they had the body of Bigfoot. Oh, it gets better. They had the body of Bigfoot, and it was for sale for $50,000. They were contacted by a gentleman who claimed to be a professional Bigfoot hunter, which to me says he's made money at this. So he called them, and they sold him the suit full of rotted meat for $50,000. Now, I don't know a lot about this professional Bigfoot hunter, but I know this. He's single. Because, money aside, if that's your opening line to some girl at a bar, so what do? I'm a professional Bigfoot hunter. Oh, God, look at the time. And if you really want to get a pulse of what's going on in your community, I urge you to read the editorial page of your local newspaper, because that's where the general public can write in and tell you what they're thinking about, because they think we care what they're thinking about. There was one that just struck me really early on. There was a woman who wrote in that she had quit smoking 15 years ago, and she wants her husband to quit smoking, but he won't do it. And she said, I even went to the point of telling him and figuring out that when I quit smoking 15 years ago, cigarettes were $1.50 a pack. And I figured out that I have saved our family over $38,000. And then she went on to figure out, because she's got this kind of time because she don't smoke anymore, is that at $5 a pack, what it is now, she has saved their family over $73,000, and she doesn't understand why her husband won't quit smoking. And I showed this to my wife, and I said, here's the problem with this woman. She doesn't get it. If I was that woman's husband, I would say, thank you for saving us all that money. But you're missing the point. Because some people smoke to relieve stress. So if I quit smoking, then I'm going to kill you. And then I'm going to get sent to prison where I'm going to need cigarettes as currency. See, that's called irony. But if you really need another example, recently in Los Angeles, a guy went through the LAX airport, and he went through security, and he beeped when he went through the metal detector. And when he went through the metal detector, it beeped, and everybody went, ho, ho, ho. And he goes, relax, relax. I know why it beeped. And they said, why? And he said, and I quote, I have inserted in my rear end a piece of gum, a copper wire, and a rock. If you're that security guard, do you not immediately go, Jerry, I'm going to need help out here? So they take him to another room to question him, as you would do. And they said, sir, why do you have a rock in your rear end? And he said, and I quote again, it relieves the stress of flying. Really? You know what else does? Liquor. And you don't have to shove it up your rear end. Now, I want you to go with me for a second. Little side street here. Let's just say, for some ungodly reason, the medical community came out and said, yes, having a rock in your rear end does relieve stress. The Surgeon General comes out and says, people, I've checked it out. It's cool. Pull your pet rock out of the closet. Take it on vacation. I couldn't do it. Even if it was a smooth, round river rock, it would cause stress in my life. Because I would feel like every time I walk by people, they would look at me and go, look, he walks like he's got a rock in his ass. Do you see that? And what's with the copper wire? What, in case the guy sitting next to his TV screen goes out, you're Johnny on the spot. Hey, I got this. Hang on a second. Let me pop that in right there. Yeah, HD. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to imagine this guy packing the night before his flight. All right, I got my underwear. I got my socks. Did I pack my gum? Yeah, there it is, right there. Got it. God, if you're sitting next to this guy on an airplane, you better hope your ears pop. And see, all this stuff is turning me into this guy I don't want to be, that grouchy old get off my yard guy. Remember that guy? He was like, oh, get off my yard, I hate having kids. It's making me this grouchy guy and I don't want to be it, but I'll give you a great example. The other day, I was in my car and I got stuck behind a school bus. Now, I don't know if you've been stuck behind a school bus before, but once you get there, you're stuck. I've passed kidney stones quicker than you can get around a school bus. But it's the law and I'm stuck, so what the heck. So I'm sitting there and I look up and there's these 3 10-year-old boys looking out the back window at me. And I kind of look at them, I smile at them, and the kid in the middle goes like this. And I thought, oh my God, he's slow. So I gave him that I'm sorry you're slow wave back, you know. And all of a sudden he goes. And I thought, you little turd. He's saying I'm slow. And his buddies are laughing and all that. I'm about to start yelling. All of a sudden, the adult part of my brain goes, just relax. Ignore this kid. So I pick up my cell phone, act like I'm talking on the phone. And I kind of glance up at the school bus, and the kid in the middle is doing this. And I'm like, his buddies are laughing, and they're high-fiving and having a great time. And I'm like, you know what? And all of a sudden, I look at this kid, and I realize, oh, this kid's got big ears. So I'm sitting there and I look up at him and I go. And he gets this hangdog look on his face. His buddies are going crazy. I'm like, yeah, you're mine now, punk. I don't even want to get around this bus now. And he's looking all sad and I'm just like, yeah. And I look over to my left and the woman in the car next to me goes, what the hell? And I go, he started it. With a 10-year-old boy. And I think it's just because I'm getting older and I'm getting less patient, you know? It's like I'm in my 50s now, which is a cool age. I love being in my 50s because people got to listen to you now. Yeah, you've been around for a while. Now, the other side of that coin is because you're in your 50s, you still care what people think about you. So you kind of filter what you say. Now, if that's the case, then I cannot wait until I'm 80. Because 80-year-old people don't give a damn what you think. Think about it. How many 80-year-old people with any tact at all do you know? None. Because they don't have to. They're 80. Does Grandma hold her farts in at the dinner table? No, she doesn't have to. She's earned the right to fart at your dinner table. She'll fart at the pearly gates on the way to meet sweet Jesus. Oh my God, how great is that going to be? You can say whatever you want. You're 80. You get pulled over by the cops. Do you know why I pulled you over? I don't know why. Because you're a jackass? What? Arrest me. I'm 80. I'll be dead by the time the paperwork's done. There's one for the boys back at the precinct. I love being 50. 50 is a very cool age. But it does come with some responsibilities. Like 50-year-old guys can't go out with really young girls anymore. Up till 50, you can. But once you hit 50, you become that creepy old guy. And we've all done it. You see some old guy with some young girl, you don't sit there and go, oh, that is so sweet. This is what everybody in this room says. Money or drugs, that's all I'm saying right there, money or drugs. But see, I love being a married guy. I knew from the moment I got interested in women, I was destined to be a married guy. I knew that. Because I wasn't a good single guy. You know, I didn't have that banter, you know, that, hey, how you doing? And girls would be like, what the hell was that? What, do you got Tourette's? Yeah, there's a fine line between cool and a neurological disorder, trust me. I remember when I was 14 years old, I saw my very first Playboy magazine. A friend of mine brought some over, which was kind of stupid because all we needed was a Playboy magazine. Actually, all we needed was a page out of a Playboy magazine, but I digress. And I remember I opened up that magazine, I opened up that big page, and I looked at that girl, and I remember thinking, wow, I am not in your ballpark. Because her turn-ons didn't say 14-year-old acne-faced boy. Well, this last year, I caught my son with a Penthouse magazine. I took it away from him. Opened up the big page. And looked at that girl and said, I am still not in her ballpark. I missed that whole ball game. In fact, I'm the guy that left that game early to beat traffic. But that's all right, because like I said, I love being a married guy. Unlike my best friend in the world, who just got divorced a couple years ago from a wonderful woman. He'd been married almost as long as I had. And now he's going out with this little 24-year-old girl. Yeah, and he's trying to tell me how great it is. I called him one night. I said, man, what are you doing? And he goes, dude, it's awesome. And I go, no, it's not. Listen to what you just said. Grown men don't use phrases like, dude, it's awesome. Grown men say things like, I got to get that mole checked, or are they supposed to hang this low at this age? Found that out the hard way. He goes, you don't get it, man. We have a lot in common. I go, oh, that's right. You graduated in 85. She was born in 85. I go, you got nothing in common. Let's say the two of you go out to dinner and you order an 18-year-old scotch. Thank you. She's only 6 years older than that drink. Yeah, you're ordering scotch, she's ordering Jell-O shots. Rock on! But even when he was married, he couldn't handle it. When he was in love with this woman, it was great. He couldn't handle it. One night we were sitting at a bar just having a beer, me and my buddy. And this good-looking woman walked in front of us. And I don't mean just good-looking people. I mean good-looking to the point that even other women in the bar went, yeah, I'd do her. That good-looking. And she walks right in front of us, and my friend, without missing a beat, goes, man, if I wasn't married, I'd be all over that. No, you wouldn't. If you're all over that, pepper spray's involved, all right? There's no place for 50-year-old guys to go clubbing. Okay, the VFW Hall, the Elks Lodge, I got that, yeah. But when was the last time you saw a mosh pit there? Never. On my 50th birthday, my friends came over and they said, come on, we're going to go clubbing. I go, no, we're not. I go, we're going to sit in the backyard, drink beer, and make jokes about how I'm getting older. They go, no, come on, man, it'll be fun. We're going clubbing. I go, we're not. It's not going to be fun. My wife goes, go, Bill, it'll be fun. No, it wouldn't. You know why she said that? Because she knew it wouldn't be fun. If she thought we were going to have fun, we'd be in the backyard drinking beer. So we go to this club, and from the get-go, we were so out of our element. I mean, we were walking up to the front door of the club, and we all start reaching for our wallets, and the doorman goes, please. We looked like we were filming a Flomax commercial, all right? We get in there, and we are totally out of our element. You know, there's this synthesizer computer music going, there's these laser lights and black lights, and it's just not our kind of gig. And so we're standing there having a beer, and all of a sudden my friend goes, hey, man, check out that table over there, those girls. And there was a table of really young girls, old enough to be in the bar, but younger than us. And I go, yeah. And he goes, I think they're checking you out. And I go, shut up. They're not checking me out. Of course, in my head, I'm thinking, hell yeah, they're checking me out. What are you not seeing? And he goes, no, man, I think they're going to come over. I go, shut up. And all of a sudden, this one stands up, and she is about 5'10", smoking hot. Got a little tight dress on, cut up to the hip, and she has locked eyes on me. And my friend goes, dude, you are dead. And I turn around to talk to him, and this one, you know, they've got really good friends. They've all taken a step back from me. So now I'm just the turd in the punch bowl. And she is walking right at me, and I'm thinking, oh, my God. And in my head, this whole scenario is going down. I'm thinking, all right, just be cool. You know, let her down easy. You know, don't do the thing. Just... And she walks up to me, and she goes, hi. And I go, hi. And she goes, I'm Bridget. And I go, hi, Bridget. I'm 50. And you're hot. I go, so why don't we do this? Look, before this gets awkward, let me just do this. I'll buy your table a round of drinks. We'll call it a night. It'll be over. And she goes, okay. But we thought you were Cindy's dad. She's puking in the bathroom, so we called him. Thank you, Bridget. But that's all right. I wouldn't have done anything anyway, because like I said, I got a great lady. I've been married for almost 28 years now, and thank you. And it's weird for us because our kids are gone now. My last one just graduated. He's going to college. We have an empty nest. And I knew there'd be this period of transition, but oh my God, I didn't know it'd be like this. There's nothing to deflect the attention away from me now. You know, when I had kids, I could go, she'd go, what happened here? I go, oh, you might want to talk to the kids. They were screwing around with that stuff there. Now, those eyes are just... My name is the only name that gets called out loud in that house now. I hear it every day. And I have developed a hearing problem. To the point that she actually made me a doctor's appointment to have my hearing checked. And I went, because I'm committed to this. And the doctor gave me the test. He goes, your hearing's fine. I go, I know. But can you write me a note that says it's not? It drives her. I'll be sitting in the den watching TV, and the dog will be laying on the floor there, and I'll hear it at the other end of the house going, Bill! Bill! And I look down, the dog's looking at me, I'm like, oh, I hear her. She'll be here in a minute. Didn't you hear me? What? And now she's wanting to do things together. The other day I was watching TV and she walks in the den and she goes, what are you doing? I go, watching TV. And she goes, okay. Is there something you wanted to do? I thought we could go for a walk. But Survivor Man's on. He's in Antarctica. He's going to eat a penguin. I just thought we could go for a walk. Why do you want to go for a walk? We have cars. I just thought we could walk and talk and walk and talk. Shit. All right. And ladies, don't get me wrong. I don't mind going for a walk if we're gonna walk. But you don't walk. You saunter. You meander. Walking says you have a destination in mind. She's 20 yards behind me. I'm like, where are we walking to? Your execution? Let's go. Survivor Man's on. This isn't walking. This is loitering. And she wants to hold hands. Oh, my God. We've been married for 28 years. When you're 16 years old, you hold your girlfriend's hand because that's an outward sign to other fellows. This is my girlfriend. Everybody just back off. You know what people think when they see guys my age holding hands with their wives? Oh, dude, he's missing Survivor Man. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'm sorry, I love holding her hand, but when you walk, we start holding hands, and 30 seconds into, I'm like, all right, it's getting sweaty. Let's stop. Sweaty. I said, why do you want to hold hands? And she goes, so people will know we're married. I said, they can tell we're married by the look on my face. The stoop in my shoulders. And the fact that you're 20 yards behind me. Pick it up. Oh, the other night, this was my favorite. Let's go on a date. That's just me and you. We'll go on a date. I go, we can't. We're married. Unless you're talking about other people, and I don't think you are. She goes, no, we can go on a date. And I go, no, we cannot go on a date. And she goes, why not? And I go, because A, I'm not going to get to pick the restaurant. Because I'm going to go, where do you want to eat? And she's going to go, I don't care. And I go, okay, how about Italian? I'm not going to get to pick the movie, and there's a real good chance I'm not going to get lucky. That's not a date. On a date, I'm eating Italian food. And I may get lucky. But that's just part of being married. And when you're married, if you've been married for a long time, all you fellows know, sometimes you got to do things you may not want to do. Like game night. Game night is a total woman's thing. It's where you get together with other couples, you drink beer and wine, and hopefully somebody ends up in a screaming match, and it's hysterical as long as it's not you. But only women come up with this. They go, you know what would be so fun? Let's get the husbands together. Cindy, that is awesome. You will never hear 5 guys at a deer camp And some guy going, you know, fellas, this may sound weird, but I sure wish the wives were here. Because he would be shot. So game night is where you get together as couples and you play these stupid board games. And I hate these things because I'm not good at these board games. My wife is excellent at them. So we always get there and somebody goes, let's do couples against couples. I'm like, no, God, no. Because if my wife's on my team, I hate her. If she's on the other team, I hate her. We're playing Pictionary. And it's my wife and me against this other couple and these two other couples. So it's my turn to draw. And I'm just not good at this at all. And so they go, are you ready? And they turn the timer, starts going, and everybody starts screaming. And my word is bicycle. So I go, okay, bicycle, bicycle. So I draw 2 circles, and my wife's like, it's eyeballs, eyeballs. Those are eyeballs, those are eyeballs. I'm like, no, shut up, they're not eyeballs. So I'm like, okay, so I start drawing this boat. She goes, they're bloodshot eyeballs, they're bloodshot eyeballs. That's what it is. It's bloodshot eyeballs. I go, shut up. So I draw the frame. She goes, it's a monkey wearing glasses. It's a monkey wearing glasses. And I go, ding, no. Wow. And she goes, what was that? And I go, it's a bicycle. And she goes, that's not a bicycle, Rembrandt. And I go, well, it ain't a monkey wearing glasses, Helen Keller. And we got in a huge fight, and everybody else had a good time. This year, she had a little bit of a meltdown because my son graduated. And so one day I'm sitting there watching TV, and she comes in and she goes, Bill, we have to talk. And I'm like, oh, God, what? And she goes, we need to take a family vacation. I'm like, okay. She goes, no, you don't understand. The kids are all going to be gone. This might be our last chance to have a family vacation. I don't want to miss anything with our kids, so we're going to take a family vacation. I go, what did you not understand about the first answer? Okay. So she booked us on this trip to Costa Rica. Now, my definition of the word vacation is this. Me in a beach chair with a Mai Tai in my hand and keep them coming till I roll off face first into the sand. That's vacation. My wife's idea of a vacation is we fly to another land and then we take trips from there. No, see, that's just called traveling. So she books this whole trip. We get to the Los Angeles airport and we're standing, the security line is wickedly long, but we still have plenty of time. So we're standing there in line, me and my 2 kids and my wife, and all of a sudden I hear this, well, great, this is just great. I booked this whole trip and we're going to miss it because this security line is not moving. And I go, honey, it's fine. We got plenty of time. Relax. I know. I knew it. We have one connection to make, and it's a tight connection. If we don't get through there, we're going to miss that plane, and we're going to miss our whole vacation. I won't be able to do anything with the kids. I'm going to miss everything. And I go, honey, take the Xanax the doctor gave you and relax. Here comes the tears. I knew you didn't care. I know you didn't care. As long as you get to play your golf and watch TV, you're happy. But we're going to miss this vacation. I spent so much time on this. And if you loved me, you would go to that security guard and tell him who you are and see if there's another way we can get around this line. Or not. I knew you didn't love me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not sleeping with a security guard, but I got to climb in bed with this mixed bag of nuts. So I go around the security line, and I walk into this guy, the security TSA guy, and I go, hi, is there another way we can get through this? And he goes, are you handicapped? No. I'm married. He goes, I feel your pain, but it's not enough. And I go, sir, listen, I never, ever, ever do this. But my name's Bill Engvall, and I have a show on television. And he goes, oh, my God. Yeah, I didn't recognize the ball cap and the sunglasses. Oh, man. Yeah, how are you doing? I go, I'm good. How you doing? He goes, you getting hounded by autograph seekers? I'm like, no. But if it starts, yeah. And he goes, is it just you? And I go, no. I go, that's the thing. My whole family's back there. And he goes, well, come on, let's go get him. I'm like, this is really working. So he walks back to my family. He goes, is this everybody? And I go, yeah. And he goes, we'll take care of this. He turns around and he goes to this whole security line. Everyone, listen up. This is Bill Engvall, and he has a show on television. And he's worried he's going to miss his plane if you people keep asking for autographs. So let's do this. Anybody who wants an autograph, come on up now, or leave him alone. Of course, everybody's looking at me like I'm the three-headed circus freak, you know. He goes, I think you'll be fine. I turned to my wife and I said, I almost grabbed his gun and shot you. So we get through the line just fine. We get on the plane, we take off, everything's great. She goes sound asleep, Xanax and vodka, we'll do it every time, FYI. I got my headphones on, I'm listening to my music, flipping through magazines, and all of a sudden we start descending into Costa Rica, and we hit some turbulence like you would not believe. Drinks are flying off of trays, people are standing up or getting thrown down the ground, and I'm a great flyer until the flight attendant freaks out. That's my red flag. And I'm sitting there going, wow, this is really bumpy. I look up at the flight attendant, she jumps up and goes, everyone sit down, this is going to be bad. And I had my headphones on, I go, what? And she goes, shut up and sit down. I'm like, oh my God! They don't tell you to shut up unless it's going to be really bad. And so all of a sudden, she goes, you just sit down. I'm like, oh my God. And I look over at Gail and she's sound asleep. I'm like, oh my God, I yelled at her in the airport and I feel so bad and we're going to crash and I want to tell her I love her. And I go, honey, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. As soon as I wake her up, we hit smooth air, land in Costa Rica. And she goes, why did you wake me up? And I go, because we were going to crash and I didn't want you to miss anything. We get to the hotel. I strip down to my bathing suit. I got my hand in the shape of a glass. I am headed to the bar. And she goes, where are you going? I go, bar, Mai Tai. I am still mad at you. She goes, no. I booked this on a trip. And I go, we just got here. And she goes, but it was the only day I could get it, Bill, and it's going to be fun. The kids are going to love it. You're going to love it. And I go, what is it? And she goes, we're going on a shark feeding frenzy. Okay, wait. We're in a boat looking down in the water. No, that's the best part. We're in the water with the sharks. And I go, have you lost your mind? Do you know why they don't do that in the United States? Because we have laws. So we get down to the beach, and there's a guy standing there. His name's Paco. I swear to God, I could not make that up. And he's wearing nothing more than what looks like a red handkerchief. And he's got a burlap sack filled with masks and snorkels. And God knows whose mouth these snorkels have been in. So he hands me my mask and snorkels, and I go, is this clean? And he goes, oh. So we wade down in the water to about this deep, and then you just sit down on the bottom of the ocean, and you hold onto this nylon rope. And you get seated, and it's crystal clear. And there was all these beautiful fish, and they're swimming around, and I'm feeling kind of bad. So Gail's sitting right next to me. I'm talking to her through the snorkel because I'm an idiot. I went, oh, I'm sorry. I love you. Look at all the little pretty fish. All of a sudden, in the water wades Paco, and he starts turning really fast. So the handkerchief starts going, and I'm like, oh my God. We flew to Costa Rica to watch an underwater porn show. It's like, oh my God, did you see my squid? I should have wore something. I'm so sorry, you know. And then he takes a bag of bloody trumped up fish and starts swishing it in the water. Well, all of a sudden, all the little pretty fish go. And I'm like, where'd all the little fish go? Within seconds, there's like 30 sharks just going, ah, 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 ah. And I'm like, oh my God. And one of them broke away from the pack and started swimming right at us. And I heard this high-pitched screaming. And I looked at my daughter, and she's just clicking pictures. I looked at my wife, she's taking pictures, and I realized it was me. This thing is heading right for us. Its mouth is opening. I'm going, ah! All I got in front of me is a nylon rope. Like, that's going to stop a man-eater? Like, he's going to get the rope. Oh, damn it, a rope! Well, apparently the rope works. Because just as he got there, he flipped a U-turn. But when he turned, his tail touched my stomach. Oh, my God. I shot out of that water like a missile out of a Kansas silo. Screaming the whole way as I walked on water, going, ah! My wife jumped up. She goes, where are you going? I go, bar, Mai Tai, I'm going to suck it through this snorkel. And Paco's like, come back. I go, put on a jock strap. So she comes to the bar and we make up, because we have little fights. We don't have big fights. So that night we go to bed. At 6:30 in the morning, an alarm goes off. I'm thinking, who sets an alarm on vacation? My wife does, because we're going on another trip. I go, what is wrong with you, woman? She goes, we're going to go ziplining through the rainforest. What? There's a lot of ways I'll go through the rainforest. I'll hike, I'll bicycle, hell, I'll ride on Paco's back. But ziplining sounds fast and unsafe. So we get on this van, and our guide starts telling us about our trip, but he speaks very little English, and I speak no Spanish at all. I mean, this is me. We could walk into a Chinese restaurant right here, in Chicago, and the waiter could have been born here, raised here, went to college here. He has never left the city limits. I'm the idiot that walks in that restaurant and goes, yes. I have fried rice, egg roll. And you can see him going, I am so going to spit in your food, I swear to God. And it drives my daughter, because she's like, why do you do that? It is so insulting to them. I go, I'm trying. So our guide finishes up his little spiel, and all of a sudden he goes, questions? And I don't know the Spanish words for am I bleeding, help, or how do you stop this? And so he goes, questions. I'm like, Jess, I have a question. My daughter's like, shut up. And he goes, yes, question. And I go, is it safe? Esto safo? And he goes, sí, there'll be muchos cervezas at the top of the mountain. I'm like, what? So we get to this place, they start pouring cruddy Costa Rican beer down me, which I was not turning down because we're going to go zip lining and I want to be hammered when I do this. And so we hike up, they put us in these harnesses and they give you a helmet. Helmet, please. It might as well have been half a coconut shell. Its only purpose was to keep you alive long enough so you could hear your last vertebra snap at the end of the ride. So you climb up the top of this mountain, and there's literally a tower with a metal cable attached to it, and they go straight to the bottom. And they give you these big leather gloves, and you hook it up, and if you want to slow down, you just slowly grab hold of the cable, and it'll slow you down. So they hook my daughter up, and she goes, zzz. I go, oh, okay, this looks fun. Then they hook my wife up, she goes, zzz. Looks fun to me. They go, my turn comes up, and the guy goes, you. I don't understand. How'd you say, you go upside down? I don't speak your language. In my language, nothing is fun upside down. Except, well, no, not even that, no. She goes, it'd be more fun for you. Now, if we were here, I would have said, no way. But because they pumped me full of cruddy Costa Rican beer, I'm like, okay. So they clip me up and they flip me upside down. So now I got this coconut shell on my head. My feet are pointed straight up. I look like an upside down roll-on deodorant. Do you remember those? Now, I weigh 210 pounds. When he cut that rope, I picked up centrifugal force fast. So I went, I am hauling through the jungle, and I can't slow down because my hands are pointed down. I can't even grab the cable. So I'm just going, oh my God! All I'm seeing is sparks flying off the pulley wheel and twigs are smashing me in the face. I'm like, I am an idiot! And at some point, I know I passed a howler monkey in a tree, and he went, what the hell was that? I am flying down this mountain, and I can't slow down because I can't reach the cable now because I'm pointed towards the ground. So when I hit the bottom, there was no slowing down. It was just bam, bam, bam. And what happened next, I cannot explain. But all I heard was my wife say, see? I told you it'd be fun. And I whipped around and went, loco mujer, ¿por qué no acaba de contarme con una pistola? And she goes, I don't like the sound of that. And I go, I don't even know what I said. And our guide said, you just said crazy woman, why don't you just kill me with a gun? And in case you're wondering, they call it zip riding because at the end of the ride, your zipper is lined with pee, and I have the DVD to prove it. Listen, I want to grow old with this woman. I want to sit on our front porch and hold hands, and we've got white hair, and we're talking about how great our lives have been. But these days, oh my God, that's almost a pipe dream. Because you read these horrible articles that say that 50% of all marriages end in divorce. And this was the one that blew my mind. They said of that 50%, 75% of those people said the reason they got divorced was because the bedroom got stale. Well, that's not fair. I've been married 28 years. If you've been married a long time, you know what I'm talking about. There's, you know, the sex in the bedroom kind of becomes like driving the same road to work every day. You know, you're going to get there. But you know where the curves are, you know where the potholes are, you know when the bridge is out. Listen, after 28 years of marriage, gang, I've done everything I'm going to get to do in the bedroom. She's not going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, let's try this, because she's thought it through. And so it can't help but get stale. And I started freaking out about this because I didn't want to become a statistic with this thing. So I was talking to a buddy of mine one time. He goes, dude, you want the greatest sex ever? And I go, yeah. And he goes, try tantric sex. And I go, what's that? And he goes, I'm not going to try to tell you. Just Google it and read about it. So I did, and I was, oh my God, it sounds awesome. It's just 2 to 3 hours of touching and kissing, and it builds to this wonderful, great last moment. And that's great if you don't have kids. If you got kids in the house, there's no tantric sex. You have frantic sex. You've all been there. They're in the backyard. Take your clothes off now. I always say the only people who truly know the meaning of the word quickie are parents. Right? And then one day I was on an airplane and I was reading Gentleman's Quarterly and I was flipping through it and it was like fate. I turned this page and there was the title of this article that said, "Is your bedroom stale?" And I thought, oh my God, this is weird. And I started reading an article and it was about a guy who had been married for 25 years and he said that he and his wife felt that their bedroom was starting to get stale and he was trying to find a way to spice it up. And he decided one day he was going to get home from work before she did. And he was going to meet her at the front door wearing nothing but a red bow around his neck. He said she opened the door, and there I was in all my God-given glory. And she said it was like we were 18 again. It's like we had turned a page in our sex life, and it hadn't been the same since. And I'm reading this going, oh, I could do that. Have you ever read a really good book, and then they made it into a movie, and it just sucked? Here's my movie. One weekend, Gail and I found ourselves at home alone. My son had gone off on a snowboarding trip for the weekend, and my daughter's got her own place now. And so she said, I'm going to go to the store. Do you want to go with me? I go, no, I think I'm just going to hang right here. And she goes, okay, I'll be back in like 15 minutes. I go, okay, sweet, love you. She backs out of the driveway. I run to the back bedroom. I strip down naked as a jaybird. I'm in the bathroom tying a red bow around my neck, thinking, who would not want to open this present? I walk into the living room, I sit on the couch, and I await the arrival of my princess. And as I'm sitting there, I think, if somebody looks through that front window, this is going to be hard to explain. Because it wasn't even Christmas. You know, it was like, my only excuse would be, sorry, officer, it's Friday. Thank God nobody looked through the window. So I'm sitting there, and also when I see her car pull in the driveway, and I jump up and I strike a pose in front of that door. I hear the key in the lock, I adjust the bow, and then I hear other voices with her. And I can't run to the back of the house, the key's in the lock. So I step into the hall closet and shut the door. Just as the front door opens, I hear my best friend go, yeah, we thought we'd just stop by for a martini, then we'll go get steaks. And my wife's like, oh, that'd be great. She goes, let me get Bill. Bill? Bill? He's got a hearing problem. Bill? And I can't step out and go, what's going on? I was just hanging something up. So they're calling my cell phone. I can hear my phone ringing in my jeans in our bedroom. And she starts going, he never goes anywhere without his cell phone. I hope everything's okay. My friend's like, he's probably just went for a walk. 30 minutes they're looking for me in this house. And I'm in the closet with nothing but a vacuum cleaner and a Swiffer. And I'm standing there going, what is wrong with me? And I take a step back and I hit a coat and I go, oh my God, a coat, thank God. And I grab it and I go, oh, I can't wear that. It's her raincoat and it's clear, so it goes with everything. Finally, at 45 minutes, they leave. And my friend goes, we'll come back in about 20 minutes, see if he's back home. My wife's like, I hope he's all right. And she shuts the door and I step out of the closet and I go, baby, I am sorry. And she goes, what the hell is that? What is wrong with you? I go, I'm trying to be sexy. She goes, it's not sexy, it's creepy. She goes, where did you think of this? And I go, I read it in a magazine. She goes, what did I tell you about those magazines? She goes, what's with the bow? And I go, I'm supposed to be a present. She goes, well, you need more rapping. Now go get dressed. So I don't try new things anymore. But if we happen to have any newlyweds in the audience tonight, this is my advice to the gentlemen in the room. Keep your bedroom exciting. Keep it fun. But if you're going to try something new, warn them. Because you don't want to hear this in a dark bedroom. What are you doing? Because you ain't got an answer, brother. Nothing. And that's usually followed by, where did you learn to do that? Apparently I didn't learn it or we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's what she puts up with on a daily basis with me. Just crazy stuff like that. Because here's the problem. I got ADD really bad. I mean, it's a wonder I've held focus this long. It's just thank God a moth hadn't flown by. Because I'd be like, so anyway, ooh, look at that. But I really do have it bad. To the point that if we're having a conversation and a thought enters my head, I just interject it into the conversation. And it makes no sense at all. Like one day we were driving down the freeway. And she was talking to me. I remember that. And she was carrying on this conversation. Well, it wouldn't have been a conversation because that means I would have been talking too. So she was just talking at me. And I happened to see a dead buzzard on the side of the road. And I looked at it and went, oh my God, I wonder what eats that. She's like, what? It's like she wanted me to take her to Las Vegas. You know that casino where they have the nights and all, Excalibur. And so she goes, let's go there and see a show. I go, all right, fine. So we're sitting at these big, long banquet tables, and they're having a jousting match in front of us. And I must have had this really weird look on my face because my wife goes, Bill, what are you thinking about? And I go, why do you think jousting stopped? What? I go, well, jousting stopped, but nobody ever told us why it stopped. And she goes, okay. Why do you think it stopped? And I go, well, I think one knight got mad at another knight and said something offensive like, hey, sir, jackass, I'm going to joust you. And the other one went, whatever. And they climb on their horses, and that one lifts up this big old spear and starts running to that other knight. And just as they got really close, the other knight just took out a gun and went... And everybody that saw it went, wow, that was faster, yeah. It's like I have a friend who lives in Oregon, and last winter they had a really bad ice storm. So I called him to see how he and his family were doing. He said, oh, we're fine, power's back on, everything's good. And I said, well, how are the roads? And he goes, oh my God, they're slicker than owl snot. And we finished our conversation, and I was walking across my living room, and I physically stopped and went, slicker than owl snot? Who came up with that one? And I pose this question to you people here tonight. Do you think, in the history of man, anybody has ever been walking through the woods and heard this? Woo! Woo! I wish you could have seen it from my perspective. You all were all I did. He's going to do a snotty noise. Oh, Lord. On the morning of my 50th birthday, my wife and I had this discussion. And I said, you know, honey, I really wish that you would listen to me more. And she goes, I listen to you just fine. And I go, no, you don't. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, well, let's say we're on one of our little walks. And I see ahead of us a big mechanical crane. And attached to this crane is a metal wrecking ball. And I see the safety rope break. And that metal ball starts swinging down. And I can tell by the arc that it's going to hit you in the head and kill you. I would go, duck! And you wouldn't duck. You'd go, what? And boom, it would hit you in the head and you'd be dead. And she goes, well, then you know what? You're right. I don't listen to you. She goes, but do you want to know why I don't listen to you? And I said, yeah, why? And she goes, because if I ducked every time you said duck, you would do it just to screw with me. And I went, touche. I would not pass up that opportunity. One night we were lying in bed, and this is the kind of stuff that Gail puts up with. If you can imagine, if you can wonder what it's like living with a comedian, this will sum it up. We're lying in bed. I want you to picture a couple lying in bed. It's a dark room, no hanky-panky, just getting ready to go to sleep. And I say in the darkness, honey, I have a question for you. And she said, what? And I said, if I was in a horrible crash and both my arms were cut off, I said, would you pick my nose? Yeah, I think it's a legitimate question. We're talking love and commitment now. And her bedside light came on. And she said, what did you just say? And I said, if I was in a horrible crash, she goes, I got that part. I said, okay. And both my arms were gone. I go, would you pick my nose? And she said, no, I would not. And I said, well, then you don't really love me. And she goes, yes, I do, but I would not pick your nose. And I said, but what if I had a big old booger in my nose that was so big it was impeding the way I breathed and I might die because I wouldn't get enough oxygen? And she said, then we would drive to the drugstore and I'd buy one of those baby suckers and I'd suck that booger out, but I am not picking your nose. And she turned off the light, and in the darkness I said, well, just so you'll know, I would have picked your nose. So I love you more than you love me. The other day I was lying in bed, she let me sleep in, and I found out why later. I woke up and she was sitting on the edge of my bed, and she said, honey? And I said, yes. And she goes, do you have a good nice nap? I said, yeah. She goes, good, because you got a big day today. And I said, what's going on? She goes, I set up your procedure. You're 50 years old now, and you need your procedure. And I go, what procedure are you talking about? And she goes, you need to be scoped. And I go, well, that's just morning breath. I'll go brush my teeth. And she goes, not that kind of scope. You need to get your colonoscopy, and you need to call the doctor because it's all set up, and you need to call him and find out what you got to do. And I go, oh, God, all right. So now before I get into this story, let me tell you a little something about this business. One of the greatest things in show business is getting recognized for what you do. Whether I'm walking downtown here in Chicago or I'm in the lobby of this wonderful theater, and you come up and you go, Mr. Engvall, we've seen your sitcom, we think it's really funny, we saw your stand-up last night, we laughed so hard we thought we were going to cry. That is the greatest feeling on this planet. And it is a drug that is easy to get addicted to. And that's why God knows that about me, and God gives me what I call little humblers to keep my head in check. Now basically there's three types of recognition. There's the, I know who you look like, but why are you here look. And that's like if I'm walking through your town in Walmart, and you go past me and go like this. No. Then there's the, oh my God, it's you head whip, which is this one. And then there's the crazy fan on his tiptoes going, that's him right there, right there, right there. And they're all wonderful. About 3 weeks ago, I was in Florida, and I was doing a show there, and I was sitting at this diner having lunch by myself reading the paper. And you know when you get that feeling that you're being watched? So I'm eating, and I look up, and about 2 booths away from me, there's a very pretty lady looking at me. And she smiled, and I smiled back. And it was a recognition look. It wasn't like I'm a hitting on you look. And I went, yeah. So I kept eating, and she kept looking. And I would look up, and she'd be looking. I'd look down. And so she finishes her meal, and she comes to my booth and sits down across the table from me and didn't say, hi, hello, my name is. She just said, this is what I'm going to tell my husband when he gets home from work today. I'm going to tell him that I had lunch with Jeff Foxworthy. Really, God? Really? Now, all that being said, there are times in your life you'd rather not be recognized. Like getting in a fight with a 10-year-old boy in a school bus. The week of my procedure, I called the doctor like my wife told me to, and they said, here's what you need to do. We need you to go to the drugstore and pick up a list of items that will aid us in your procedure. And this list of items included 2 jugs of what we shall call, for lack of a better term, pooping juice. And basically what this stuff does is it cleans you out of everything you've eaten since you were 5. And then the nurse said, now, if those don't work, we're going to need you to purchase an enema bottle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was born with a defect, and you can't see it. But I don't possess that filter that sits between your ear and your mouth. And what it does is when your ear hears something your mouth's not supposed to say, it stops it. I don't have one on either side. So when this little nurse said, we're going to need you to purchase an enema bottle, I screamed into the phone, who in the hell is going to give me an enema? And she said, what? And I said, I'm not going to give myself one. I know for damn sure my wife won't do it. Hell, she won't even pick my nose. And I don't got a friend close enough I'd even think about asking. And she goes, well, you better hope the juice works. So I go to the drugstore, I pick up my list of items, I walk up to the counter, I set them down at the cash register, and a little girl working the cash register looks around, and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh my God, you're Bill Engvall." And then she looked down. And I said, "See? Even I get sent to the store to buy stuff for other people." Yeah, not smart, but quick. So the day before my procedure, I start this little process of drinking this nasty liquid, and let me just say this. It works. Oh my God. You would not believe what came out of me. I found a Louisiana license plate, a Super Bowl I'd lost when I was 7, one of those little plastic monkeys that hangs on the side of a Mai Tai glass. I could not believe how many times you go to the bathroom. I mean, for 24 hours, you don't lose sight of that bathroom door. Because the way this stuff works is not like this. You don't stand around going, I think I have to go to the bathroom. It's more like, oh my God. At one point, my son started walking towards the bathroom door, and I am screaming, "Not today! Tree in the yard for you, my man." So I make it through the 24 hours, and the next morning my wife drives me to the hospital, and we're sitting there in the waiting room, and she's flipping through a People magazine, could care less. I'm looking at who's in the room with me, and it's not a pretty sight. There's some old dude over here whose head's lolled off to the side, he's drooling. There's another guy over here hacking up a lung, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is where I'm headed. All of a sudden the orderly walks in and he goes, "Mr. Engvall." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Come with me." So I leaned over and kissed my wife goodbye. And he led me into this curtained off area. It's these little compartments that are curtained off. And he goes, "Why don't you go ahead and get undressed, put that paper robe on. Oh, leave it open in the back." Thanks, forgot why I was here. Jackass. So I'm laying there on this bed on this paper robe, and it's just awful. And I keep hearing this noise, and I don't know what it is, and it's driving me crazy. And it hits me. The noise is guys on either side of the curtains from me farting. And I don't mean cute little Jimmy squeezed out a toot farts. I'm talking about bullfrogs getting run over by a Mack truck. Just disgusting, like... And that was usually followed by some voice going, "That's good, Papa! That's what the doctor wants you to do!" And I'm just laying there going, oh my God! That's gonna be me! The nurse comes around the curtain, she goes, "I've seen you on TV." She goes, "I'm just gonna put an IV and check your blood pressure." And I go, "Fine." So she puts the IV and she starts taking my blood pressure, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm fine." "Why?" And she goes, "Well, your blood pressure seems a little high." I go, "Really?" I was just laying there trying to remember the last time I had something inserted in that area. Oh, I remember. Never! Yes, I'm a little uptight right now. I go, "What's the IV for?" And she goes, "Well, when we get you in there, we're going to give you a little something to relax you." I go, "Bonus." So she goes, "I'm going to go get the room ready. The doctor will be in just a minute." So I'm laying there amongst the chorus of frogs. And the doctor comes around the corner, and she is gorgeous. Remember who set this up? And the doctor says, "Well, I hear we have a celebrity in here today." I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't get recognized in a topless bar to get a free lap dance, but oh my God, shove something up my rear end. Everybody knows he's in town. Maybe he'll sign autographs. So the doctor explains to me what's going to go on. I said, "I'll see you in the other room." She goes, "It's a date." And I went... And she said, "I can have that looked at." And I go, "No, just go. So they come and they get me and they wheel me past the frogs. And we go into this operating room. And the nurse walks over and squirts this stuff in my IV, and literally within a second, I was just... "Hello." And she goes, "Hi back." And I went, "Hi back? That doesn't
Hi, nurse.
Oh my God! I can't feel my face! Hey. It's attached. Hey, I have a question. What was that? She goes, it's a little cocktail I mixed up for you. And I go, well, bartender, I'll have a double. And I knew I was in this Demerol haze because I looked over and there was the scope, that camera thing they were going to insert in my body, and it didn't scare me. What scared me is when I looked down the floor and I saw the cord coiled up like a rope. I'm like, oh my God! Because I know I was going to come out of this Demerol haze and see some janitor standing there going, all right. I'd be like, oh my God! Did I take all that? Oh yeah, almost chipped your tooth. Well, the next thing I know, I'm out. And it seemed like a second later. It'd actually been like an hour and a half. But now I'm in another room. And I'm dressed. Wait a minute. I was in that room. I was naked. Now I'm in this room and I'm dressed and I don't remember anything. My wife comes around the corner and she goes, you okay, baby? And I go, mm-hmm. I go, did you dress me? And she goes, no. Was it that bartender? And she goes, what? No, she goes, you dressed yourself. And I go, when? And she goes, like 20 minutes ago. And I'm like, I didn't do too bad. She goes, no. She goes, look, I'm going to go sign you out, then we'll go home. And I go, okay. I go, oh. I go, one more thing. Did I fart? And she goes like a beached whale. Super. So I've been sitting on the edge of this bed and I feel fine. Well, she comes back around the curtain. She goes, all right, you're all signed out. Let's go home. And I hopped off that bed and y'all, it looked like a baby giraffe being born. It was just... She is literally holding onto my belt loop screaming, focus on the door, Otis, focus on the door. And as we're staggering out of the hospital, I don't remember doing this because I was still high, but apparently I turned to the entire operating room staff and screamed, hey, I better not see this on YouTube. God bless you guys. Thank you very much.
Whoops, dead air. I'm still eating. I didn't realize. So anyway, back to Uncle Bobby Radio. I'm your DJ, Uncle Bobby. And I'm still hungry. I'm still trying to eat. So I'm not ready. So I guess I'll go live the next show. And I'll find something I can play for right now. Something to finish this off. You know, or I mean, not even. I guess I don't, you know, I could do something halfway. Brian Reagan, I Walk. What is this? It's 54 minutes. That gives me a little time to talk at the end. Like 20 minutes. Brian Reagan, I Walk. What is it, though? I don't know. Oh, it's stand-up. More stand-up comedy. David Chappelle, you know, I've got a bunch of stand-up now. I'm getting more and more and more, and more to come, too. So here's Brian Reagan. Well, I don't even know if I'll play it all. We'll just see. I just need a little more time. So enjoy this.
Feels good. That's all the time I needed to fill. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Feels great. I'm feeling good. I actually just recently had to go to the emergency room, though, and I had some stomach virus thing. I almost called an ambulance. It's weird, even considering calling an ambulance for yourself. You know? You call ambulances for other people, right? What are you supposed to say about yourself? Can you come get me? Yeah, I don't feel so good. Just come on in, I'll be lying on the floor. I'm just looking at the phone going, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. It was at night, so I drove myself to the emergency room. That's a nice relaxing drive. No, after you. Merge, everybody merge. I'm only imploding. So I pull up at the entrance to the emergency room. No valet parking. I mean, if that's not the biggest oversight in our solar system. If there's ever a time where you want to go, can you park this because I need to collapse immediately? But no, I'm circling around a parking lot. Can I park there? I think I'm going to die. I'm dying too. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'll go up a couple levels. Unbelievable. I don't care if you're driving yourself or someone else to the emergency room. You still want to get out and run in with them. Are you supposed to drop somebody off and go park a car? Okay, you go in. Tell them you're shot. Ask them if they validate. Unbelievable. So I finally park, you know, I go in to check in. They ask the most insulting question when you check into a hospital. What seems to be the problem? What seems? Well, it seems like everything on my inside wants to be on my outside. But I'm no doctor. What kind of condescending question? So they check me into my luxurious half room. There's a curtain down the middle with a mystery patient on the other side. And he's moaning over there. Thinking, man, they're never going to help me with him moaning like that. So I got to out-moan him, you know. Quit moaning, we're all hurting. The whole floor is like a haunted choir. It's got to be hell to work in this environment. So I'm killing time writhing. Nurse finally comes in. How are you doing tonight? I'm on a gurney. You have a painkiller or something? This is killing me. So she goes, how would you describe your pain? It's killing me. I don't know if you remember that part. Ouch. What are we playing, that pyramid game? Excruciating. Horrific. Would rather have shards of glass in my eyes. How do I convey this to you? So she asks, how would you rate your pain? 4 stars. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. She goes, how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst? Well, you know, saying a low number isn't going to help you. Oh, I'm a 2. Maybe the high 1s. And you could get me a baby aspirin and cut it in half. And maybe a Flintstone vitamin and I'll be out of your hair. You can go 10 to all the 3s and 4s and such. If anyone's saying such ridiculous numbers. I couldn't bring myself to say 10, though, because I had heard the worst pain a human can endure is getting the femur bone cracked in half. And I don't know if that's true, but I thought if it is, they have exclusive rights to 10. And now I'm thinking, what was I worried about? Is there like a femur ward at the hospital? They would have heard about me and hobbled into my room. Who the hell had the audacity to say he was at a level 10? You know nothing about 10. Give me a sledgehammer. Let me show you what 10 is all about, Mr. Tommy Ache. No! 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 How can I possibly say 10? I can't. So I thought I'll say 9. And then I thought, no, childbirth. I better not try to compete with that. And then I'm thinking, you know, it must be hell giving childbirth when your femur bone's cracked. So I said, I guess I'm an 8. She goes, oh, okay, I'll be back. I'm like, oh, I blew it, man. I ain't getting nothing with 8. But she surprised me. She comes in, she goes, the doctor told me to give you morphine immediately. And I'm like, morphine? That's what they gave the guy in Saving Private Ryan right before he died. Okay, I'm a 4. I'm a 0. I'm a negative 11. Morphine. So they gave me morphine. Wow. All I know is about 15 minutes later, just for the hell of it, I was like, I'm an 8 again. Guess who's an 8? And they finally checked me out. I'm walking down the hall going, say 8, say 8, say 8, say 8. Happy 8 Day. Did you get some 8? Did you get any 8? What am I throwing? You can't throw a number. All right. Johnny Appleseed. Did you get any 8 over there? I don't understand my own visuals. All right. Up here throwing numbers around. I'm fine now, I think. I don't know. So they sent me to my regular doctor for a follow-up, and I was nervous going because my cholesterol. I knew it was going to be high because last year was high, and I hadn't done anything different. What are the odds your cholesterol is going to plummet for no reason? Come on, 200, come on! 337, how can that be? I had Burger King coupons in my pocket. It's inexplicable. So I was nervous. And I realized that's the only time as an adult that I feel like a little kid, is when I go to the doctor. You didn't do what I told you, did you? No, I didn't. What should you have done? I should have listened when you were talking to me. What are you going to do from now on? Pay attention when you say things. When are you going to start? I'm going to start right now. Immediately. Tall doctor. He's a good doctor, I think, you know. I told him I get heartburn sometimes, so he goes and gets me a list of things that cause heartburn. I'm looking at the list and I'm like, I already know this. I know how to get it. That's like going into the hospital with a cannonball wound and they show you a list. Here's how you get cannonball wounds. I have a cannonball wound. It's gaping. Do you have a tube of cannonball wound ointment? Number one, do not stand directly in front of a cannon. How true that is. So, my doctor looks at me and says, you should probably drop a couple pounds there, Brian. Thank you. Only your doctor has carte blanche on insults. He just insults you for a while, and then you pay him for the insults on the way out. Boy, you should lose some weight, and those moles are looking pretty weird. All right, how much for that, Doc? When can we get together again? Big fat mole man walking out of your office. Thanks for the confidence boost. I'm off to the Macy's Day Parade. Grab a rope! What does he care? You're big and you're ugly. Next. He does care. Doctors are good people. That's why they avoid the word pain. It's a buzzword. They won't hit it a lot. They don't want to scare anybody. Doctors will tell you all about pressure. They'll tell you all about the pressure you're going to experience. If a doctor tells you you're about to feel some pressure, buckle up. In a moment, you're going to feel a little bit of pressure. The pressure hurt like hell! Pressure. All pain involves pressure. That's one of the definitions of pain. He could be swinging a 2x4 at your head. In a moment, you're going to feel a little bit of pressure. Hey, bring it on. I'm good under pressure. I like pressure situations. So my doctor, he told me to watch what I'm eating, told me to read food labels. I'm in the store reading the Fig Newtons label. I've always liked Fig Newtons. I'm trying to see if it's okay to eat them, and everything looked fine, the fat content, everything. I looked at the serving size, 2 cookies. Who the hell eats 2 cookies? I eat Fig Newtons by the sleeve. 2 sleeves is a serving size. I open them both and eat them like a tree chipper. Fig Newton shavings coming off the side. Then I put a Newton catcher and empty that bag out as a snack. What the hell are they talking about? 2 Fig Newtons. They're the size of a postage stamp. You want another one? Oh, I don't know. I've already had 2 whole entire Fig Newtons. Maybe I could try to muscle one more down, but I don't think I'm gonna. I'm stuffed to the rafters. They're nuts. We got an ER here. We got a 3 Fig Newton eater. How many did he have? What is he, nuts? Doesn't he read? Who's coming up with serving sizes? A serving size of ice cream is a half a cup. What is that? Is that like a joke some guy put on there? Hey, come here. Look what I put for the serving size. Did you see? I just did it as a joke, but they're going out like that. I don't know what to do. Just let it go. I guess there's nothing you can do now. You ever know anybody to eat a half a cup of ice cream? Hey, you want to go grab something to eat? Oh, no. I had a half a cup of ice cream. Yeah, a whole half a cup. I just kept eating and eating and eating. I must have had 2 spoonfuls. I think a serving size of ice cream is when you hear the spoon hit the bottom of a container. You know? Clank, when you can't do this anymore. I even ripped the side. Not sure what they're talking about for the half a cup of ice cream. I have to lay off dairy, though. That's what my doctor threw in as I was leaving his office. Oh, and lay off dairy. I'm like, what the hell? What kind of blanket sweep is that? And no more happiness. Away with you. What does he care? I'm trying to lay off dairy. I'm in the supermarket with my little cart, and I'm trying to avoid the dairy aisle. I can see they all have party hats on over there. I'm in the juice aisle, slooped over with juice people. Ugh. I learned something in the juice aisle, and that is, I don't know what's going on with cranberries, but they're getting in all the other juices. Whoever the salesman is for cranberries does a great job. He's showing up everywhere. Hey, what do you got, apples? Put some cranberries in them. We'll call it cran apple. Go 50-50. What do you got, grapes? How about cran grape? What do you got, mangoes? Cran mango. What do you got, pork chops? Cran chops. Why don't you back off, cran man? Why don't you take your sales trophy and have a vacation? He's working too hard. He's making the other fruit guys feel bad, you know? Like the banana guy wakes up. Man, I ain't into nothing. Cram man's all coupled up. You gotta get cracking, banana man. You gotta get on a stick. My doctor also told me to, eat more fruit. So I had some Pop-Tarts this morning. Nice thin layer in there. You ever look at a Pop-Tarts box? They have directions on there. Can there be a simpler food item than Pop-Tarts? Like if the directions weren't on there, would somebody, what the? How do I get that goodness in me? What do you do? How do you get it done? You read, man. That's what you do. They have 2 sets of directions. In case you don't understand one set, you abandon that whole track and get on something a little easier for yourself. They have a set of toaster directions, which, believe it or not, is more than 1 step. How could there possibly be more than 1 step? I can only think of one. Step 1, toast the Pop-Tarts. Go ahead, toast them. Hey, are you still reading this? But they've managed to break them into smaller increments. These are some of the actual steps. I would love to be in the room watching somebody who has to consult these toaster steps. Okay, number 1, remove pastry from pouch. I see where they're going with this. We're banging on all cylinders now. Number 2, insert pastry vertically. They're reading toaster direction. You're going to throw the vertical concept at them? Then they have a whole set of microwave directions. That just blew me away that you could actually microwave a Pop-Tart. I mean, how long does it take to toast a Pop-Tart? A minute? If you want them dark? People don't have that kind of time. Listen, if you need to zap fry your Pop-Tarts before you head out the door, you might want to loosen up your schedule. And I swear it says microwave on high for 3 seconds. I don't think I want to wake up and be eaten in 3 seconds. The alarm goes off. Put them in ding. It's late. I gotta get out of here. If you're waking, eating, and hauling in 3 seconds, you're booking yourself too tight. Pick up some Montana brochures or something. You're not living properly. We just moved. I called UPS to ask them to help out with some boxes. And, they're a good service, but you have to have information ready about your boxes before you even call them. I had no idea. I called them up. Yeah, I have 10 boxes. If you come pick them up. We need to know the weight and the girth. Okay, goodbye. So I called back, we need the weight and the girth. Okay, I don't know what the weight is, and I don't know what girth means. So now what's the procedure? So this guy talks to me like I'm 4 years old. Well, do you have a bathroom scale? Yeah, but if I put the box on a scale, it's going to cover up the numbers! What do I take them off really quick? 0, I'm not fast enough. What's he talking about? So then he gives me like his Mr. Wizard formula. How about if you stand on the scale and weigh yourself, get off the scale, pick up the box, get back on, weigh you and the box together and subtract your own weight. I'm going, slow down. Hold on, Professor. I know this guy's never tried this, because I tried it, and you still can't see the numbers. What am I, Mr. Olympia? £3. Then I had to hang up in the middle of his girth formula. He kept assuring me it was easy.
You know, the girth is very simple to figure out. You take the length and you double that by the smaller of the height after you triangulate the hypotenuse from the third side. Okay, I gotta go. I'm getting another call. Yeah, I'm too stupid to talk to you. I just want to not be on with you any longer.
So this is true. I figured I would call back and just make up some numbers, you know. Let them come out and pick them up. If it's wrong, I'll pay the difference. Just dispatch the truck. Please. So I called back. Yeah, I have 10 boxes and... No, I'm another guy. Yeah, and they all weigh exactly 22 pounds, and they'll have a girth of 3.
3 what?
3 girth units. Come pick them up, please. I'm begging you. They're boxes and they're brown and they have tape all on them. And they probably fit on a dolly. Why must you torture me? We needed a refrigerator for our new place, and I've never bought a refrigerator in my whole life. I went into the appliance store. There's like 900 of them lined up. There's a salesman there. What's this guy supposed to say about refrigerators?
Well, you have this refrigerator right here. This keeps all your food cold for 600. You've got this refrigerator. This keeps all your food cold for 800. Check this out. 1,400 keeps all your food cold.
So this guy's working me on this one. I've never seen a guy work so hard.
This one is a very nice refrigerator. It has a meats drawer. And what you do with that, you would put meats. Whatever varieties that you would choose, these would be your meats. So there's no requirement on the types of meats. You could pick bacon, marbled meats. There's an endless selection. Endless. And this one also has a crisper for crispy things. Potato chips. Look in the door when the door's open. This has an egg area. And that's a very nice thing. It's an area for eggs. You put them all in the egg area. You come home and you go, hey, where are the eggs? Right in the egg area. And they're all written in cursive, and that's a real nice feature. That is a nice touch. We also had to get the phone turned on. I'm at my friend's house. I called the phone company. Can you turn on our telephone? Okay, it's going to be a problem.
I figured. How? Why?
It's just going to be a big nightmare. That's our policy.
It's going to be a nightmare. Something about hell on earth. It's different than I thought. I didn't know how it worked, so I asked him, how does that work? Do we have to wait in our home for a few days for the phone people to come out?
No, we do it differently now. We can just flip the switch from right here.
Oh. Great. Can you go ahead and flip it?
We're going to flip it next Thursday.
Can you flip it right now? We're going to flip it Thursday, late, or Friday, or sometime in November. Can you see it from where you're at? Can I come down and flip it? What do I know? I guess there's only one flip switcher and he has a lot to get to. I assume they're tiny. Maybe they're big giant switches and they're really hard to flip, you know? Man, he's never going to get to my house. I want to go down there and cheer him on. Go, switch flipper, go! Flip them switches! Flip them good! Switch flipper! Get him right. Oh, great, man. So I had to use a phone to book the flight to come here, and the reservationist gave me a confirmation code. And like I'm an idiot, she gives it to me like this. Mr. Regan, your confirmation code, jot this down. It's B as in boy. Oh, okay. P as in Paul. Slow down. K as in kite. Oh, I know kite. I know all about kite. And Q as in quagmire. Give me another word. I want to fly so badly. I called back to confirm the flight. She wanted to know the confirmation code. I don't know about you, but I feel like an idiot trying to quickly come up with words for letters, and I'm panicking on the phone. The confirmation code, it's B as in, oh man, baked beans. P as in pneumonia. K as in Gaddafi. And Q as in Gaddafi. They only do that with letters. Nobody ever does that with numbers. My code, it's 4 as in 423. 2 as in 2,941. No, 47. Pretty short code. Sometimes you'll get a confirmation code that includes zeros and O's. You write them the same way, they're completely different keys. They'll give you the number 1 and the letter I. You write those the same. They're different keys. A small L looks the same. They don't care. You'll never be able to communicate this back clearly. I'd like to give a code to these people for their big vacation.
Here's your confirmation code. You're going to need this for your vacation. Are you ready? Okay, it's 11I 100000I 1001I small L. Yes. Bon voyage.
You know, I flew here. How come the first class people they can just get on whenever they want? I've always hated that.
First class people, board at your leisure. Take your time, first class people.
Coach people, no, wait, sit, scuzz. Wait, little piggies. So when you do get on, the first class people, they're already sitting there. They're all sprawled out in their big thrones. Bring me the head of a pig. And a goblet of something cool and refreshing. Anyone have a fiddle? Make someone from Coach fiddle for me. Amuse me. They have fiddles in the overhead racks up there. You're not allowed to even use their bathrooms. The bathrooms up front are for our first-class passengers. The coach bathrooms are located at Newark Airport. Concourse C. Concourse C, ladies and gentlemen. So when you do board, the first-class people, they're sitting there. A lot of them are working as you're boarding. They have computers out and calculators. They're looking up at you like, hey, we're making money right now. Right now we're making money. Go, get in the back. Close that curtain. I don't want to see it. Even in my peripheral. Snap it shut. What's the matter with us? They got to cover us up with a tarp. And you go in the back, everybody has coloring books on. Hey, come here, where was you? Where was you at? You're in the middle, and there's 9 of us, and you're in the middle, and we have all the armrests, so you gotta sit like this. You gotta figure out a way to eat your snack while your elbows are touching. You gotta learn how to twist your little plastic utensil. I like to sit way in the back, way in the back. Except for one thing, all the good meals run out, you know. You're poking your head out from row 199. The flight attendants are this big. You can hear the good meals getting snagged. We have a turkey sandwich, a chicken quesadilla, and a cold fish head. I'm just... I wonder what I'm gonna get. So when they get to the back of the plane, they have to do that flight attendant psychology game and pretend like the good stuff never even existed. It never even was. Would you like a nice cold fish head? They're frozen solid, frozen head of fish. The eyeballs in there and the skeleton's coming out. It comes with a turnip and a spork. I was wishing you'd have one of them left, wishing upon a star. But I admire flight attendants, man, I really do. They put up with a lot of garbage from people. Have you ever been sitting in your seat and you see somebody trying to fit something in the overhead rack that you know ain't going in there like in a million years? They have like a mattress and a lamp. You're looking at them like, what kind of perception problems does this guy have? And the flight attendants are always nice. They always run up and act like it might maybe fit. You know, oh, I don't know if that's going to get up there. We can check it for you, you moron. I know that's what they want to say. I would last about 8 seconds at that job. I'll just get up there. Does that look like it's going to fit? You have this much room, you have a dead yak. Are you okay? You don't see all these people jammed up waiting on you? You don't see any of that, is it? Oh, this is your world. It's all about you. You let us know when you're all set, Captain You Planet. And I feel bad for the gate agents because they try to get the boarding process to run smoothly, but no one will listen to them. Don't blame them. They try, they get on the intercom.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin boarding. If we could ask for your cooperation, would you all please remain seated until your row has been called? Everyone, please remain seated. Everyone, please back away from the gate. Please back away from the gate.
Somehow, by the time that comes out the speakers, it must sound like, everybody up and rush the door. Everyone, immediately try to squish your fat butt simultaneously in the small gate door area. Hurry. Push and shove, everyone. Push and shove. Do whatever you have to get on board. This is the last helicopter out of Vietnam. I'm embarrassed to be human. I want to get on! You're gonna get on. I want to get on before everybody else! Why? Human beings, man. I'm sure you've been at airports with the moving sidewalks. You know the whole stand right, walk left concept? Well, for some people, unlearnable. You ain't getting it in, no matter how much stimuli you offer. I've been on them where I don't understand how people don't see that that's the system. There's a big yellow dotted line going down the middle, and it's stenciled every 3 feet on the sidewalk. Stand, 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 walk, 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 walk. On the handrail, stand, stand, walk, walk. Up here, stand, walk. Pictures of people standing, walking, and I've seen footprints together and apart. And you still have people riding that left handrail. It's fun to fly. Watch them close, because they're the ones at the end of the moving sidewalk. Oh. Something changed. Something changed. I'm trying to get into inventing, and that's hard. I know what I'm going to try to invent, you know. I don't know if I'm being overly ambitious, but I'm trying to invent an ironing board that when you open it, it doesn't sound like this. Every ironing board I've ever opened sounds like a witch being boiled in oil. You ever just look at an ironing board? Can you imagine getting that approved in today's safety-conscious world? What did you want to get an approval on? I call it an ironing board. I want to have like a surfboard-shaped device about this high, and I want to support it with 2 thin crisscrossing poles so the center of gravity is precariously high. So the slightest nudge would be sure to topple it. Then I want to put a big hot metal thing on the top of that with water, the temperature of lava oozing out the sides and dripping off the board for burn wounds. I want one side to be a white hot heat for scarring. I want the sheer weight to be able to cause blunt force trauma. And I want the whole thing to come to a point for puncture wounds. It seems a little unsafe for adults. I'm not finished. I want a cord coming down so get the toddlers involved. Why are we allowed to have these? Inventions intrigue me. I was reading about the walkie-talkie, and I read it was a military invention. That surprised me, because usually military stuff has strong names, you know, Apache helicopter, Tomahawk missile. Walkie-talkie? How did that slip through the system? It's a general talking to some guy. What do you have there, soldier? Well, it's a new communication device. It's untethered, which will enable the troops to speak effectively when they're in the field. What's it called? Walkie-talkie. Look, I'm walkie and I'm talking. Now you walkie and talkie, General. I'm walkie and talkie. Are you walkie and talkie? I like it, soldier. What's this explosive device? The whammy kablammy. And this is the Rudy Tooty aim and shoot. Walkie-talkie. I'm wearing new contacts. I just had my prescription changed after 6 years. You ever wait that long? Then you get new lenses. You're like, man, I could have been seeing things. How can instantly improved vision not be at the top of your to-do list? I'll see tomorrow. I don't have time. I don't have time to see clearly. No, I don't. No, I can't do that. You see what's on my desk? So I go in for the eye exam. I don't know about you, but I concentrate like crazy during the eye exam. You don't want to get a D on that thing. End up with these big, thick Coke bottle lenses. I didn't take it serious. Are you still in here? I'm just seeing shadows and shapes. It's important. They don't call it a quiz. So I go in there, I sit in that big chair. He slides that big giant thing on my face. Are these my glasses? What happened to me? That'd be a hell of a pair of glasses. Do I like it better like this or like this? I like this one, but I want to see that one again. That one's pretty good, but let's go back to that one. Click, 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 click. I hate that test because I can't commit. I can feel my eye doctor losing his patience with me. Let's try it again, Brian. Which one do you like better, number 1 or number 2? I don't like either one of those. Yeah, but that wasn't the question I asked, was it? I asked you which one you like better, and I was careful to phrase it that way. So why don't you keep that in mind while we try it yet again? Which one do you like better, number 1 or number 2? They're about the same. Well, why would I waste your time and mine by making them both the same? Did you ever stop to think about that? You ready to try it one more time? What do you want from me? Way too much pressure during that entire exam. They do one test every time. I don't know what they're looking for. All I know is I get an anxiety attack in the middle of the damn thing.
Tell me the exact moment point A is directly over point B.
Now! No, now! Now! Then! I don't know when it happened. I'm worried if I'm off by an eighth of a second, I'll get these big, giant Hubble coming attraction glasses. So you must have messed up that A-B test. Did I ever? Grand opening. What are they helping me with? My ability to watch cars pass on the highway? They pass now! And they pass now! Man, how do you do it? It's weird in the eye exam room. It's just him and me. It's dark in there. The door's closed. I feel strange when he pulls his chair up uncomfortably close to you. He's like this far from my face. He shines his goofy light into my eyes for about an eternity. How you doing there? I'm a little uncomfortable. Can you back up a tad? Are you looking at my soul? You want a Tic Tac? So he says, you know you have one eye set a little bit higher than your other eye? No. I did not. He goes, it doesn't affect your vision or anything. I just thought you might want to be self-conscious for the rest of your life. I went out to my car mirror. Am I some kind of monster? Is that a hump? I am not an animal. I am a man. What's the matter with him? Then he asked me, would you like to try trifocals? And I'm like, I must have been away a while because I have no idea what you're talking about. He says, it's exactly what you would think. You can see at 3 different distances depending on where you look through your lens. You can see close, medium, or far away. And I'm like, I can't even imagine getting used to that. There's a book, there's a plane, there's Alpha Centauri! Do people need this kind of range? Is that a fly, Manos? Is that a comet? I'm actually kind of quiet off stage. A lot of people don't realize that. I was at a dinner party recently. A bunch of people that I don't know. One guy talking plenty for everybody. Me, myself, right, and then I, and then myself, and me. I couldn't tell this one about I because I was talking about myself, and then me. Beware the me monster. So I tried to jump in with a little story. I don't want to just sit there the whole night. Right when I'm done with my story, this guy goes, that ain't nothing. Oh, well, didn't mean to waste everybody's time. Telling my nothing story. Here, let Marco Polo speak. He's back with tales of adventure. My story ain't nothing. Maybe it wasn't, because I made the mistake of trying to tell a story about having only 2 wisdom teeth pulled, and I learned a lesson. Don't ever try to tell a 2 wisdom tooth story, because you ain't going nowhere. The 4 wisdom teeth people are going to parachute in and cut you off at the pass. Halt! Halt with your 2 wisdom tooth tail. You will never complete one, trust me. I'm trying to tell my story. You know, I had some wisdom teeth pulled. I had 4 pulled. Oh, okay. No 5, no 9. I had 9 wisdom teeth pulled. All of mine were impacted. They were all coming upside down. The roots are out around my tongue, coming out my nose. They were tusks. I was a warthog. No anesthesia. They pulled them out with pliers. I was eating corn on the cob that afternoon. Pin the blue ribbon upon his chest. That knocks the socks off of my wisdom tooth tail. Why do people need to top other people? I've never understood it, and I see it all the time. Obviously, people get something out of it. At best, people wait for your lips to stop. Yeah, as soon as... Okay, you, me! You, me! You see the difference? You see that? Now I do. What is it about the human condition? People get something out of that. That's why I have a social fantasy. I wish I was one of the 12 astronauts who have been on our moon. They must love knowing they can beat anybody's story whenever they want. They can sit back quietly at a dinner party while some other person, some me monster's doing his thing, and let him go. Let him run with the line while you be quiet. Oh, really? Let him have his moment. Yeah, I'm a big traveler. I have my business. I got my own global enterprise I got to check on. You know, driving in the Autobahn because I keep a fleet of sports cars over in Zurich. You know, I got a Swiss account that I got to check out. Mount Kilimanjaro expedition, might have to cancel that. You know, runways in Aspen are a lot shorter the first time you go in there. You know, that Pacific Rim Company, we're going to try to take that over. And global enterprise.
I walked on the moon. Well, you have the floor, Moonwalker. You know, you mentioned driving on the Autobahn. That reminded me. Once I was driving in the Sea of Tranquility. In my lunar rover. And I, too, was worried about our speed till I remembered, wait, we're the only ones on the moon. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.